Alright, so I'll send you the first one. I do not really have information on this one. And he gave me that /UK. Not really sure why. I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll just audit the entire domain because you can't really audit a subfolder. If it was a subdomain, we could, but
That's interesting.
yeah. Anyway, bear with me 1 second, guys, and I'll get a little pretty snapshot from Ahrefs up for you guys to look at while we're doing this audit, since we cannot show it to you.
Well, okay.
Well,
So he's got .com, but then he also has, and it's all English, but then he also has .com/UK, which is the one he sent us, right? That's what I'm seeing here.
yeah.
That is weird. So it's like he's trying to, or they're trying to
Fair.
target geographic regions, but they're both in English, so that's completely unnecessary here. And then I see down at the bottom that they've got /UK, France, PL.
And it's all just
Oh, but these all go to different
subdomain or different domains.
domains. Yeah.
Okay, so I remember when this guy was asking me
Okay,
about.
so he's translated the same site into a bunch of different languages on different domains, which I actually like because it means he's not using a plugin to do this. A lot of times the plugins that you'll throw on to do translations will completely tank a site's rankings. So from that angle, that seems kind of okay. I don't like that all of these domains are connected. He's got links to all of the different geographic regions he's trying to rank in, which the only reason I don't like that is because if you're doing a bunch of backlinking, or purchasing or procuring backlinks for these assets, then they're all connected, right? So you've got to have a pretty wide assortment of links to be going after all these because you wouldn't want to create a bunch of overlap.
Where are you seeing the other countries and stuff?
Down right there, the flags.
Okay.
Above Vice. Yep.
Gotcha. I mean, it's all like
And
the
so
same brand name anyway. I feel like Google would kind of figure it out.
Yeah, yeah.
But I see what you're saying. Good looking
But
site.
the UK, just to like go back over it though, if the country's language is English, or that's the language you're going after for a specific region, you don't need to have a .com to target US SERPs and a UK to target, and a /UK to target the UK SERPs. As a matter of fact, like, it seems really strange to me that you would have the exact same domain. So basically, you've got the .com version, and then the entire .com version is rebuilt
on a
on a
subfolder.
/UK sub. Yeah, exactly.
I've never seen
It's
that actually.
duplicate content issues.
I've never seen the entire
sure.
site rebuilt on a subfolder like that. Subdomain,
Right.
sure, but
Yeah.
I've never seen it on a subfolder like that. And it's the
Yeah,
only
I mean,
one he
like,
does that for. Oh no, he's got I guess Germany on a subfolder. I wonder why he has some on subfolders and some on just completely separate, TLD kind of country domains.
It's kind of interesting. The only site I remember looking through that did subfolders, a large site, was Gucci. And they had different subfolders for different languages, geographic regions. But it was done, very professionally, and it worked really well. I don't know if it's
Yeah, I've
still
seen
set up that way.
subfolders for different languages.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
More so than geographic regions.
But yeah, it's like,
But yeah, so there's some confusing stuff going on as far as how these sites are set up.
Guess the on page is just kind of changed up a little bit, but I mean, yeah, it's probably a lot of duplicate stuff, right?
I would think so, right? And it's an e-com shop, health-based for those of you watching. Content looks pretty good. Permalinks look all right, I think, at a glance. How many pages do we have indexed?
It looks like his subfolder thing is actually
Wow, 2,300 indexed pages. Big old site.
But you also have to consider it's got at least 3 different, like the site just completely rebuilt on at least 2 different subfolders. I mean, it looks
you're in
like
Ahrefs now, right?
yeah, I was gonna say it looks like his UK subfolder thing is working.
Interesting.
I mean, it's coming to life with some keywords, and they're all ranking it. You know, it's ranking in the UK only. Like it's got some keywords in other countries, but very low numbers compared to the amount of keywords that are in the UK. So it looks like Google's kind of figured it out.
I wonder too, like if being in health niche, maybe there's different, like, so a reason I could see that you would do something like that is if there's different legal issues with selling certain products in the UK versus the US, right?
Yeah, could be.
But even then, I feel like I just put it on the page, cannot sell to UK customers or something unless it has something to do with the way the shop's set up. It's kind of interesting too, though, if you look at it at their Ahrefs graphs over the last, well, I guess even since 2018, it's like constant spikes, spike, 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 drop. Now they're gradually coming up since the beginning of 2022, nice and steady. Hopefully they
Yeah,
can
things definitely look a little turbulent.
very turbulent, yeah.
It just keeps coming back to life, though. It's just kind of cool.
Yeah, but like, I mean, it's pretty crazy.
But yeah,
Because we're talking about spikes from like, 14,000 to 30,000, from 2,000 to 68,000. That's the largest spike in 2019.
I wonder what they were doing
Wow.
back then. I wonder if it was like the same thing or something completely different or what.
Yeah, right. Did you look over?
No, I was just looking at just the UK subfolder now, and it's coming to life from early 22. It kind of jumped up to about 1.5K traffic, so not as high as some of the other stuff, I guess, but well, not as high as the entire site, which has like, what is that, like 15K or something. Probably split across 3 different countries. But I'm not really sure how he wants us to audit this. I mean, everything it looks like it's on the up and up. I guess we can go ahead and look in like backlinks.
I'd say anchors look a bit iffy, just given how many.
Are you looking at the UK subfolder?
No, is that the only one he wants us to audit?
I think so, because yeah, he was trying to give us the French one at first, and I was like, we can't do that. It was just not going to be as good, unless he's like, okay, here, I'll take the UK one.
My guess is he's probably doing similar tactics on each one, right? So if we audit one, probably get to some of the issues facing the other ones as well. So for both, for the anchors on the .com and the /UK, the /UK actually looks pretty good.
Got a pretty good amount of exact match up here that add up.
Like, yeah, they add up for sure.
From positions like 5 to 10, essentially, on the list. Pretty high amount. I mean, it's probably he's probably at almost like 50% exact match anchors, considering he's only got 32 32 anchors here.
Right.
Not that many backlinks for the UK subfolder. How many backlinks did he have for the UK subfolder?
I think it's like 40,
I'm gonna get you guys a
65.
different picture to look at just because. So it's like 65 referring domains, it says.
Then you look at this too. So their backlink profile, the majority of their links come from, or the majority of their powerful links, top links, come from their other websites, their foreign language websites, pointing back to this site.
Yeah, I see that.
So everything's going to be very interconnected. You have to consider that when you're considering backlinking, especially purchasing backlinks, right? Because you can create overlap over all these assets. So that's pretty interesting.
I wonder how Google is treating these subfolders. Like,
I don't understand so like it's like if it's rebuilt completely,
he's also
so this the
redirecting.
exact same
He
thing.
used to have it on a .co.uk domain, and now he's redirecting it to the subfolder. So he like moved away from the like.
So I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like this is something, this is very new in aspects to like an audit that we're doing where I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, it's working for you. Is it the
kinda.
way I would have built it? No.
I feel like I would want to
Um,
go back to the .co.uk domain, just like he's doing with all the other stuff.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
and
personally
if
I
you're gonna
would too,
link,
but
if you're gonna link all the sites together, just link them to the home page. It looks like he's
right,
linking like from inner
inner
pages,
page.
which I don't really like. Just go from like homepage to homepage essentially, to link to your to the
Yeah.
other languages or whatever. Um, yeah, I'm not really sure why he redirected the .co.uk to the UK subfolder instead. But I feel like I would like to see that go back to .co.uk unless there's a huge problem with the domain or something. What do you think?
I mean, my instinct says I would want it all to be the exact same. So I just leave it as the .com and then all the links would target any English speaking country.
Wait, so are you saying like put all the other languages on the .com then? Like do them all in
No.
subfolders?
The other languages, the sites that serve as another language or even subfolders that serve as another language is fine. But anything English, so if I'm targeting UK and the US, for example, then I'd just keep that as the .com website. Personally, I guess I'd have to look into the SERPs and see if there is really a big difference between, whether you can show up in the States and the UK for that particular niche. But
I would just like to see
I feel
uniformity on
like,
how he's doing like all of the languages. Like either have them all in subfolders or have them all on
yeah,
different TLDs.
yeah. The reason so currently, and if we think about the volatility over time of this graph, we're in the dark a little bit because we don't know when this site was built, how it is, how it stands right now.
Yeah.
But the way it stands right now, I could see it continually kind of dealing with volatility because any algo shift, the measures they're taking with this site seem pretty extreme, and I could see any kind of algo shift really kind of popping this up and down in the SERPs just due to how it's built. If something's going to target keyword cannibalization
Yeah.
or duplicate content, boom, spikes. If something's going to target backlinks, well, you've got a ton of links, commingling all over the place, and then backlinks coming in. So I could see spikes or volatility being caused there. A lot of times when you consider the on page of a website or how you've structured the foundation of a website, you think about it with longevity in mind and trying to get a continual rank graph up. Now, volatility can occur either way, but with something like this that's kind of playing with things that we're not used to seeing in the SERPs, I could see that causing well, basically like just the continual up and down of the Ahrefs rank graph, like we've been seeing.
Yeah, and another way to look at it is like if we're looking at it and we look at websites every day and we're confused, then the algorithm is going to probably be a little confused as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and not to say that he's doing bad, because like his overall site is definitely going up. But then you look at like the .co.uk, the subfolder, and it shot up like in you know mid or like early 2022, and it just kind of like peaked, or it hasn't gone over like 1 or 1.5K traffic, which for the
Yeah.
size of the site, which is it's got 2,300 URLs
Yeah.
indexed.
It's big.
I wonder if this will work with a
But
subfolder like this. So it's
so
basically like 450 URLs on the UK subfolder alone.
right.
For
And
2K traffic, it's not really
they're all
great.
duplicate content
Yeah, but
um
they are.
on the same domain.
Yeah,
I like because I hadn't actually checked. It looks like nothing is changed up. It looks like everything is the exact same content on .com and on the UK
I
subfolder.
feel like I shouldn't really give too much advice on how to do all this stuff with like the different countries and stuff because I actually don't have experience with it. Um, but
But what you said about
yeah,
uniformity is
I,
accurate. Yeah.
if I was doing this, if I had to like if I had to give advice, that's what I would go to all subdomains and just keep it uniform. Don't link from the inner pages to each other. Um, you know, link from like the home pages of the site. To each home page.
Yeah, if you want to
That's
do
good
that.
enough. And yeah, kind of treat each one as its own kind of separate project, right? You're really going after
Hmm.
those geo relevant links for in each location. Each one kind of just basically in its own little marketplace, doing its own thing.
Right.
That's what I would like to see. Do you want to go ahead and move on and do like the on page and off page? Or I mean, I guess we already dove into the off page with the anchors. I said about
Yeah,
50%
well,
exact match anchors, so I would definitely chill
yeah.
out with that. Um, go pump in some more natural stuff because 50% exact match anchors is definitely not something we'd recommend doing to anybody. Um,
And that's something too. You can see whenever you see large networks of websites where there's an SEO that is affecting them in the form of on page and then backlinks, you'll kind of see their backlinking techniques, or you can audit. So, like, if we go to the /UK, if we go to the .com, and I'm willing to bet if we go to any of the foreign sites, we're going to see what looks like a footprint in terms of like what you're looking at, how they do the anchors, where they're getting their links from, etc. Um, to whoever's site this is, I would definitely say start exploring diversification of your backlinks a little bit more and taking that more seriously from the form of anchors and where you get your link.
you're kind of breaking up a little bit. You still talking?
No, no, that was it.
Okay,
Yeah,
you should be good
assuming I
now.
got
I'm actually
I got
the internet's actually doing better than I thought it was going to do. I'm in a new place now, and the internet's kind of weird sometimes, so it's doing all right, I think.
swankier than your last place, or
It's bigger, but it's like an older building, but I actually like it a lot
mm,
more. It's like a lot more homey feeling.
nice.
Um,
I mean, it's going to be, there's a lot of stuff going on this site. It's going to be hard to really give more detail than that. Like the
yeah,
site's doing all right, right? But at the same, so here's the conundrum. If you alter too much stuff right now, you could tank the gains you're currently getting. But if you keep things going the way they are, my assumption is that you will deal with volatility at some point in time in the near future anyway. So you've got to kind of weigh out what you want to do. With backlinks, that's easy because you can just start diversifying things from here, right? You're doing okay. But with the on page and how you currently have things set up, those could be drastic changes that are going to create volatility in the SERPs.
Oh,
You know, if
holy
you
shit. He's linking every product page
to it's
between the
comparable.
sites. Or he's
Yeah,
linking like
don't.
every, like almost every page in between the sites, I think.
Mm. Yeah, I don't like that.
So I'm looking at
I
like best pages by links, and like each one has like exactly, 14, 14 links. So, it's
gotcha.
links coming from every other language to that one.
Yeah. And like you said, Google probably knows these are all the
Maybe they
same
get it.
company
I don't know.
essentially, because it's like I mean that makes sense, right? From like an algorithm perspective, it's like okay, this is all connected. It's the same content, same brand worldwide.
Hmm.
But it's definitely yeah. I wouldn't do that. I would do homepage like you had said.
A lot of it says lost though, so maybe he removed those. Not really sure. Oh yeah,
Checking
yeah,
Control
yeah.
F because
I think
sometimes
he's removed all of these actually. So maybe he's starting to clean that up or go the direction we were talking about already.
maybe that's why he's coming back up in the SERPs again.
Could
I mean,
be.
big maybe. But
Um, did you want to look at the on page at all, or?
I mean, I looked through stuff. I feel like we covered it for the most part.
Yeah, the content looks fine to me. I didn't really look too deeply into it, but
Here, I'm gonna let you finish up. Be right back.
all right. Yeah, it's been a pretty confusing audit so far. Just looking at his H tags and his content right now on a random page, seeing how things are going. On-page SEO looks pretty good. Got a good amount of interlinking going on. Got some outbound authority links going on. I feel like the content itself is fine, other than it kind of looking like a wall of text. That's more like a user experience kind of nitpicking thing that I would like to change personally, because it's a lot to read here, and it doesn't really look like it's broken up well. But as far as the on page goes, just what I'm seeing here looks pretty good. Let's check his URL, title. H1. Yeah, I mean, it looks all good to me. Let's see what else. Is there anything else we can check out here? Guess we could look at some like EAT stuff. Who's the author of these articles? I guess I probably don't have one because it's kind of a e-com. I wonder if he has a blog reel, if it's just kind of product and category pages. Yeah, he's got a blog.
Any new developments?
I'm just looking at their blog. Might want to work on some EAT stuff in the blog. I'm not really seeing any kind of author or anything. I don't know how that really works for like e-com brands. Um,
But it
but
is in your health.
YMYO.
Yes, thank you.
Um, seeing a lot less interlinking on this blog post I just clicked on as well. I just decided to click on a random, like find his blog and go to a random blog post instead of kind of a category or product page or whatever.
Gotcha.
Um, yeah, I'm not as happy with the on page on this compared to some of the other stuff. Yeah, not too much as far as images. Another thing is not showing any like first. They're not showing. Well, I guess it's a brand, so. I don't know. It's hard to. It's like I keep trying to apply like affiliate like strategies to like this e-com site. It's just my natural kind of go-to. Yeah, it is a brand, so I got to kind of deal with these articles a little bit differently. I feel like they should still have like authors and stuff though, right?
I
Especially,
would, especially in this niche.
yeah, have like an author. You have an author page. You can, talk
Yeah.
about who the expert is at your company that's writing these things.
Buy them some link wheels on Fiverr. Like a lot of people will ignore doing stuff like that. But I think it does go quite a long way, especially with niches like this that were, they've been under more scrutiny over the last few years with Google. And in looking at some of these foreign language domains, since they are separate and just looking at them, I mean, like, they're actually doing relatively well. I say relative massive sites with like maybe like 1,500 traffic each one that I've checked. I don't know how old these are or when they started doing this.
Anyway, this is a lot. This is a big kind of thing to audit.
Yeah, I feel like we'd have to look into keyword cannibalization and a
Yeah.
few other things in order to give like a better audit. But for the most part, I think we tackled the main things that you and I would kind of look at, which is not how we would set up these different basically sites going after different geographic
Yeah.
regions,
Go to
and then
just put everything on different
chill out on the
TLDs.
backlinks.
Link the
Yeah.
home pages together. Don't link every single article together. Get away from using so many exact match anchors. Diversify your backlinks a bit more. On page looked pretty good, but then I saw some where there wasn't much interlinking going on or whatever. I want to set up some stuff with like authors and whatnot just to appear more like credible and written by a
Another thing
human.
too is,
Huh?
they need. I mean, they need some higher quality links as well, because if you look at it, the main strength is coming from their own network. So their own network of sites linking to one another. You need some higher end niche edits, some higher end guest posts, etc. Because I'm seeing like a lot of wiki directory style stuff, and then the majority of powerful links. Now I'm on a subdomain.
I'm surprised there's so many
Coming
people
from
watching
their
right now.
network.
Normally people kind of doze and they zone out and
Yeah.
they turn off when we start doing audits because there's not really much they can look at, and I feel like it can be kind of boring to watch live, but I'm kind of surprised there's actually people watching.
The .com actually, I guess, has a decent amount of higher end links. There's like some editorial style links.
Anyway,
I've seen some of those big fibers. Yeah, anyhow, yeah, I think we basically covered what we can, and we've taken up like
a long time. Yeah.
80% of the time for the show.
Yikes. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to check the links below for more info on this topic, as well as other cool stuff like SEO case studies, our Facebook community, and our link building services. And like always, please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks, and happy ranking.